Hello, I'm Dan Bishop of Scrivener's Men's Apparel. Scrivener sells fine menswear such as Boss, Canali, Paul & Shark, and other famous brands. Anyways, all these brands need a little extra care and attention to give them the long life and the wear and things that you want to get out of your product value. Going forward, our recommend is to use a reputable, local, independent dry cleaner and launderer. They will give you the attention and care that you're looking for. From here, we're going to take you to Dion Walton of Parker's Cleaners in Burlington, Ontario, and he's going to give us a brief run-through of his plant.
Good morning, welcome to Parker's Cleaners. My name is Dion, and this is the first step in the dry cleaning process. This is a dry cleaning machine which will dry clean, spin, and dry the clothes all in one machine. We don't have to transfer clothes from one area to another. This is a 55-pound capacity, and it is right now in the dry cycle. Once they're dry cleaned, then we carry on over to the pressing area where the garments are pressed and finished. Okay, once the garment's dry cleaned, it goes to the various presses to be pressed. This particular press is a double buck pant press that does both legs at the same time. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how it works, and I'll explain how it's going as we do. Okay. Basically, we line the seam up down the middle, as you can see the white line there. Then there's a vacuum that holds the pant in place. Line up. Notice how she's being careful to line up the seam along that white line, and you'll see why that's important when the press starts its job. Okay, now if you watch here, you'll see that the buck actually moves open. Okay, that's giving us A, a very, very sharp crease, which is what everybody likes, and B, it separates the pant side seam so that you don't get those ugly side seam impressions, which everybody hates those. And there you go. Okay, now we've moved into our shirt department where the shirts are processed. Once the shirt is laundered, it then comes in here where it's still damp because they are pressed damp, and that gives it a nice crisp finish, okay? Each shirt is put on the sleeves first. There's an airbag in there that puffs up to size so that any size shirt can be done, almost any size shirt. And then basically once it's put in, okay, so now it comes out, the sleeves are all done. So from there, you take it over to this unit here. This does the cuffs and collars. The important thing about the cuff and collar machine is always to make sure that your press pads are nice and soft, because if they're not, that's when you get broken buttons. So if your dry cleaner if you're getting your shirts home and your dry cleaner is breaking your buttons, it's because he's not changing his press pads often enough. Okay, you can see a nice crisp collar there, and no broken buttons. The third step in the process is pressing the body part of the shirt. Again, this particular unit can do basically two at the same time. Once one goes in, then you can press the other one to the next shirt while that one's pressing. Here, it goes over to be touched up where we iron out the cuffs, make sure if there's any other wrinkles on there, take them out. So every single shirt is hand finished after this process to ensure that we actually let's do this first. This is an important step, giving it a little bit of a stretch there because the collars do tighten up over time. And there we have a nicely pressed Robert brand shirt ready to be touched up. Okay, now after the shirt is pressed, each shirt is hand finished after pressing to ensure that any little creases and whatnot get ironed out, especially the tails of the shirt, because a lot of people now wear their shirts untucked as well as tucked, so we have to make sure that they all look perfect before they go up. And that is basically the four-step process of pressing your shirts.
And finally, as you see, everything is ready to go. And again, our recommend is, I'd like to thank Dion Walton, the Park Cleaners in Burlington, but I also want to recommend to all out there to always use a local, respectable dry cleaners and laundries that just work on site. You'll find the value in that local.